Hey guys, I'm back. Haha. This is too funny. There's something wrong with me.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Look, I did this skull today. Hey guys, I'm back. I'm in the shop. Do you like it? Okay. All right. Serious for real now. I'm back. Hey, I'm back. I'm in the shop. I was gonna do this unboxing outside. I just went outside. I sat down in a nice grassy area, and a very angry bee immediately told me he didn't want me doing an unboxing out there and stung me in the armpit. So I'm inside. Still carrying my bad monkey as my EDC. Love this knife. I love it. It is holding up great. It is doing a super great job. Still comfortable. Still breaking in a little bit. Not quite as smooth as I want it. I haven't taken it apart yet to give it a good oiling or anything, but I love this knife. So, today we're going to be looking at a new flashlight, company I have not heard of before. It's a new company called Thrunite. Their little slogan is guiding you through the night. How nice. They sent me something that they call the Nuetron 2C. Outwardly kind of reminds me of the Sovereign that we just recently looked at, the SP31, also the Olight M1X Striker, but as you can see, I have not even ventured into this box yet, so we will do that together right now. Oh, we got a card. Let's see, what do we got? Hello, thanks for your order from Thrunite. So we got some customer service information in many languages. Okay. Looks like we've got our light here in very soft protective baggie. We've got an instruction manual. Do not eat. Some extra O-rings and such. Some extra O-rings and such, and a little lanyard slash wrist strap. Cool. Pouch, we'll look at that separately. USB charging wire, and the clip comes separately. Cool. Taking a look at the light, and I got the instructions here, the manual, just to look at some of the numbers here. It's a nice size, pretty light, kind of like the heavier weight of the Striker. That way if I drop it, I know I've dropped it. Button feels, it's a good button. Very solid, has a good click, so you don't accidentally kind of hit it. It says here we go to 1100 lumens. I love these mode identifiers: turbo, infinity high, infinity low, firefly, and strobe. So I don't really know what all these things, we're gonna have to test them out and see, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different modes, anywhere from half a lumen all the way up to 1100 lumens. Cool. IPX8, so 2-meter waterproof rating. It's got a drop it from a meter, and it's got some impact resistance. That's cool. And then we have our instructions here. It has some color indications to let you know how much battery life you have left, and then charging indications too, because it's USB rechargeable. Comes complete with a 3400 milliamp hour battery. It's standard 18650 nipple type, not flat top type. Your USB charging port is right there on the exterior. Waterproof little rubber cover. I hate when there's just one button for the modes and the power and everything, but so let's follow these usage instructions here. So single click, switches on and off. Long press the switch to get to firefly mode. Oh, and it's got a dimmer, so you got a nice dimmer switch there, all the way down to half a lumen. Double click the switch to get to turbo mode, and I guess that brings us all the way back up to turbo, which is, you know, turbo is the 1100 lumen mode. Why it's called turbo, I don't know. So once you turn it on, you just hold the button down to adjust to whichever mode you want. You can double click to get right back to your high intensity mode. I'm sorry, not high intensity, but your turbo mode, or hold it down to get all the way down to your Firefly mode. And then another double click once you get to turbo. And that will bring you to your strobe, and I should have given you a strobe warning. So interesting, you can get the hang of that as you go. See here you've got your battery indicator. It's starting to get warm already though, but pretty bright, pretty light, pretty small. It does get warm in a hurry, it sure does. So with the clip, it really only fits in one place. I guess there's really not a good place for you to turn it around, to put it on the bill of a hat or anything else. So one good clip option over here. Boy, is that tight. Once it goes on, I don't think it's coming off. Let's see what we've got in our little accessory bag here. Wow, so they gave us a little bit of everything. So 2 extra USB charging port covers, 2 extra O-rings, and if I'm not mistaken, this would be the actual rubber part for the underneath the button to replace that if it goes wrong. So nice little spare parts kit, anticipating what might go wrong. And you'll note it does come battery charged, ready to use right out of the box. Let's take a look at its pouch. So you've got one D-ring you can attach to, you know, hang it off of gear. It's got one large loop for attaching it. That's basically it. So a lot of these lights come with PALS compatible type stuff. This one does not, but pretty decent nylon. You know, the pouch does not feel as super rugged as some of the other brands that I've tested recently, but it stretches, it gives you strength, it's not going to like rip apart. You can close it nice and tight to keep that light locked in there pretty good. It's elastic, so I would say they probably use this pouch for multiple sizes of lights, because this does not fit skin tight, we'll say, on the light. But you know, a lot of lights don't even come with a pouch, so whether you use the pouch or not, it's nice to have. So I guess now we've got to wait till it's dark out. We've got to do our usual battery of tests outside to see how this works for us. I'm really curious to see how it does with the reflective tests, to see how it does. I mean, with that bright light, the glow-in-the-dark test is going to be great, but how's it going to do illuminating the reflective P-cord and then still lighting up the rest of the yard? So we'll have to see how that all works out. But later tonight, after work, we'll check it out and see how it does. Okay guys, I'm outside. It's about 11 p.m., so it's a good time to do this. Let me explain what we're going to do. On the fence, which is down a ways, and I have the camera zoomed in a bit, about, I don't know, give or take 40-50 feet, I've got some reflective 550 cord. The reflective 550 cord is a really good way to see how much light is bounced back at us with different modes from this light. We're going to look at that. Before we do that, I'm going to take a piece of Moon Glow acrylic, handle material. We're going to charge it up on the highest setting. We're going to let it sit for the duration of how long we're out here. We're going to see how well it charges this glow-in-the-dark material up, and, to see how much light it provides us. Not just what we can see, but the quality of the light compared to the sun. So this light has a lot of modes we're going to be looking at. So let's start off. Okay, so first we're going to look at what they call turbo, which is the brightest mode, to charge up this glow-in-the-dark stuff. I have to find the button in the dark. Sometimes I feel like I should bring another flashlight out here with me for the flashlight test. Okay, there we go. So landmarking, the little rubber cover for the USB charging, is great if you find that. The on-off button is just opposite that. Double click for what they call turbo mode. We'll do this for 10 seconds. Okay. It's a really nice bright glow that we've got going on there. So we're just going to let that sit. That's actually really nice. Really nice. We'll let that sit for a little bit while we do the rest of our testing. Now, it is a little bit complicated to use this light following all the directions. So we've got our basic on-off, and I don't know what mode we're in now, but you can see this is pretty good light. So we hold the button down, and that's going to cycle up through the what they call infinity high, and that flat, oops, I turned it off, sorry. Oh, okay, we're going down. The flashing, when you get there, tells you you're at your lowest setting. So this is our half lumen firefly mode, which gives us barely any light at all. But you can see the reflective material still shines pretty brightly. And yeah, it's just barely illuminating anything over there. We hold the button down again. It's going to slow. Now, of course, you can stop at any point, but when it flashes again, there we are. We are at what they call infinity high. This is our 650 lumen mode, which is actually pretty good. I've got the light right below the camera. Field of view could be a little bit better if you, I mean, not field of view so much, but if you look where the light sort of, where's my finger? There it is. Camera's not focusing. If you look, you don't have a very wide field of regard in terms of the light, though. It's more spotlight-ish than some of the other flashlights I've tested. Now, if we double-click, that's supposed to get us to turbo, which is, whoop, that's strobe. I'm not seeing a big difference between this and our, turbo mode, which is the 1100 lumens. I really don't see it. I don't know, do you guys see a big difference here? I'm just not seeing it. Let's go all the way down, back to firefly mode. There's our half lumen. You know what I'm thinking? I think turbo I'm misinterpreting. I'm thinking we're at our 1100 lumen mode right now. When we go to the top of the spectrum, turbo just brings us directly to it. Then we can hold to go back down to firefly mode, let it flash, and then slowly go back up to our infinity high, but the turbo just gets us back up there faster. So that's what that does. But once you master the controls, it's a pretty good light. And if you can, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, the actual lightsaber-ish like beam of light. I mean, 1100 lumens is pretty good. There's our battery charge indicator glowing pretty brightly for us. It does get pretty warm. It does. Once you figure out the controls, which are a little more complicated than some other lights, it's pretty easy to use and nice functions. Our glow-in-the-dark piece, though, is still very bright. Alright guys, well now for the wrap-up. Like I said before, little complicated getting to use the controls on this at first, but it doesn't take too long, and once you figure it out, it's not so hard. I did get a little confused figuring out the whole thing about the difference in the turbo and the infinity high and the different lumens, and so basically what you need to know is you're going to go from half a lumen to 1100 lumens on this light, scrolling through it, or going straight to the turbo and then your strobe mode. Your light is concentrated in a more of a focused area than some other lights, but good size in the hand. Somebody's going to turn that into something dirty. Feel free, go ahead. I like the fact that they send you the accessories. You got your spare parts kit. You've got, well, of course you need your USB charging wire, but you've got the little sheath that comes with it. Nice packaging. Really seems like they're trying to make something out of this, not just a light that they decided to put together and try to sell somewhere. You know what I mean? Like they really want to build a brand, so that's cool. I'm very curious to see what else Thrunite is going to come up with in the near future. If I was going to improve this, the only thing I would do would be to put a separate power and function button, like the Striker. One of my favorite features on the Striker. But I love the fact that you can, in the dark, figure this thing out really easily. There's no mistaking the feel of this guy right here, so you know that your switch is 180 degrees opposite that. So piece of cake to work even in pitch black to get your light on and going. And as you can see, it's not just something that's going to bump against it in your pocket and turn it on if that's what you're doing. You have to really intentionally turn this thing on and off, so that's cool too. I don't know if I mentioned it's got a memory mode. You can program so that when you turn it on and off, it goes straight to one setting or another. I didn't mess with that, but it has that. Something else, you know, cool feature that you might be interested in, since it does go that sliding scale all the way from half lumen to 1100. So that's the Neutron 2C. I love the fact that little flashlights are so powerful these days. I remember growing up, if you wanted a strong flashlight, you had to have like that ridiculous huge Energizer one. You remember with the giant square battery with the two big springs at the top, and even that was like probably a 20th of the power of this one. But anyway, that's besides the point. So I'd like to thank Thrunite for sending me the sample. There's a pretty good chance that you guys are going to see this light itself in the giveaway that we have coming up. It is a really, I think, a good light, and I'd like to get it out there in the hands of some folks to try it out. It's a new brand I'm not too familiar with, but I think they put together a pretty good product. Again, if I mentioned it or not, I can't remember, but link for this product in the video description. There might be some other cool info in there you want to check out as well. Ready to hear your thoughts on this. Anybody have experience with this company? Yes, no, I don't know, maybe. New to me, might not be new to all of you. All right, guys, that's it. So, side note, if you guys have cool ideas of what we can do for the giveaway, how to run it, or how to do the prizes, or what we should do, please do drop me a line, either at docp96@gmail.com or link in the video description. Check out my Facebook page. You can contact me there too. But I think the way we did the last giveaway was pretty cool, but if anybody's got a good idea on how to redo it for this one, that'd be awesome too. As always, you guys are all absolutely awesome. Seriously. Totally awesome. Super awesome. I need to invent a new word that's better than awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. Really do. I just make videos, but you guys have built the channel to be what it is. And that's why we're having another big giveaway for 50,000 subs, so I can give back. And I will be back again real soon.